Hello and welcome to MGP524. I'm Kevin. With me as ever, there's Sheepdog, Anna and Pab. Say hello, boys and girls.
Hello, boys and girls.
Hello.
Hello.
Can you all address me properly as well now? Because I have a certificate that says I'm officially amazing.
Mr.
It
Guinness,
literally says on it, officially amazing. Kevin, officially amazing Chapman is my actual name now, because I imagine most of last week, obviously I haven't listened to last week's podcast, I assume it existed, it happened, but I imagine most of it was spent with you lot gushing at how great I was, because I was off doing my official Guinness World Record attempt at the Insomnia Gaming Festival over at the NEC, which of course I smashed, and I am now officially amazing. I am a record breaker. I, for some reason, haven't met Chris Akabusi. I imagine he's on his way, but we absolutely smashed its face off. World record broken. The new mark has been set for the longest video game marathon playing a sports game at 50 hours, 8 minutes and 13 seconds. Or it's a slightly different time if you verify with the BBC, because they weren't listening the 3 times we told them the actual time. So they just made up their own. But it's fine, because we've got the official one here. But yeah, it's all done. I'm a little bit upset that we couldn't pay Guinness all the extra money to be able to have all the other records we actually broke as well, because the guy whose record I broke actually set 3 records when he did it. But we only paid to break one of them, even though we broke the other ones as well. It's all a money making thing for Guinness. You can't have the record, even if you break it, unless you pay for it. You don't get a certificate. It's very upsetting. But yeah, I've got my certificate behind me. It's very beautiful. I'm holding it up to the microphone now, so those of you listening along can have a little look at it. If you just gaze into your headphones, you squint a little bit, you'll see it. It's there. It's great. It's big. It's got a typo on. And I love it.
It's got
What's
a
the
typo.
typo if they spelled your name wrong?
Yeah, hold on. Let me grab it. I can't remember the actual typo.
Oh my goodness.
It
Kevin
says...
Chopman.
So, this is the Guinness World Record certificate. The longest video game marathon playing a sports game was achieved by Kevin Chapman, brackets United Kingdom, at the NEC Arena. Not at, the NEC Arena. It's not called the NEC Arena. The NEC Arena, Birmingham, United Kingdom, on the 10th of September 2023. I broke it on the 9th. But other than the slight 3 errors, it's brilliant. This is only the presentation one anyway, apparently. They send me a proper one through the post with the actual time on, because I have since learned they print this off in advance, bring it with them, and if you don't actually break the record, they shred it. So I'll be getting an official one through afterwards that actually has my time on, which hopefully will have corrected the 3 mistakes in one sentence on this one. But otherwise, it's a wonderful thing. Luckily, from a distance, when it's on the wall, all you can see is the Guinness World Record logo. And no one's going to actually read it, are they? They're like, oh, yeah, you're great, you broke a world record, who cares? No one's actually going to read it, so it doesn't matter. But it's absolutely riddled with mistakes. But yeah, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. I still haven't caught up on my sleep, but other than that, I'm all good.
When you start making headlines in future, it'll always be Guinness World Record breaker, Kevin Chapman.
I am here, I'm just trying to put it back up, hold on.
I didn't realise he wasn't going to be there. I was about to start.
I'm putting it back on the wall. There you go, all sorted.
Before the show, I'm literally like, as long as I don't say something and then leave a long silent pause, the stupid fans in the background won't make noise, and then Kev just walks off mid-sentence.
I think you'll find I kind of scuttled off on my chair a little bit. I didn't walk anywhere.
What stopped you going all the way to 60 hours and setting a real challenge for the next person?
People kept asking me this, and I mean, who cares? They were like, when we were getting close to it, like, how far over are you planning on going? A second is fine. I just need to break it once. Don't care if someone else breaks it again later on this afternoon. I will have the certificate that says I broke a world record. I don't need to set one that's harder for someone else to break. And quite frankly, if anyone's going 50 and a bit hours, they could go 60 hours, they could go 70 hours, because honestly, it ain't that hard. Certainly, I could have gone to 60, probably 70. As long as I got into my routine of turkey sandwiches at midnight and having a 90-minute nap, if my hotel hadn't been a 20-minute round trip from the desk so that I could have a little bit longer in bed. There's so many ways you could make this even longer. I mean, the world record for longest video games marathon full stop is 168 hours, and that was set by someone playing Just Dance. So it's less a case of, wow, it's really impressive, and more, very few people have tried to do it with a sports game, and it's pretty easy.
Oh, Kevin loopholes. You're Tim Ferrissing your way
have
through
a go.
it.
Everyone should have a go. It's honestly not that hard. The one thing it is very expensive. That's the thing that holds you back. You need a sponsor who's willing to pay the extraordinary amount of money that it costs to actually do it, because we had a team of 17 people working on it over the course of 5 days, including like paying them all, putting them all up in hotels, getting the adjudicator there, paying Guinness's licensing fees. It's very, very, very expensive to do, but the actual feat itself is pretty straightforward.
I must admit, it worked, because I had no idea who Joe were before I looked up who you were working with. It was like, oh, don't know who that is.
Joe were great. The people working for Joe were great as well.
Yeah, no shade on them. I just didn't know them, and I was
they really are jolly good. And gotta say, now I'm not being paid for it anymore. This Mitchum deodorant, goodness me, this stuff is actually genuinely good. I was holding up my arms in a sweaty hall, and I had sweat all down my back where there was no deodorant, but my armpits bone dry all the way through. I'm holding them up now to show you this is good stuff, and we have got enough of it. We could probably set up a deodorant shop. We have got our middle bathroom is absolutely full of Mitchum deodorant, because they sent us thousands of them to give away at the convention, which, by the way, still the greatest marketing ploy in the history of the world. Deodorant at a games convention.
In the hottest weather.
I thought that was clever.
That in the hottest week of the year at a games convention, it was so popular. And I've been looking at tweets. If you search on Twitter for Insomnia and Mitchum, there are people who have absolutely nothing to do with it mentioning it, because it was one of the things. It was like that EGX where it was just full of energy drinks and everyone was talking about that. This place was just full of Mitchum deodorant
and smelling sweet.
It was the best smelling convention I've ever been to. I mean, you had a wander around the show floor, didn't you, Anna, as well on the Sunday? And there was no stinkiness, was there?
There was not.
It was stench free. It's really good. But Insomnia was splendid. I did actually get a chance to have a look around the convention as well when I was finished doing the world record stuff. It was a slightly smaller event than Insomnia normally is, because they didn't have it their normal weekend. Normally, they claim the bank holiday weekends, so they do it at Easter weekend and then August bank holiday weekend for whatever reason. I'm still not completely sure what the reason is. Rather than doing it August bank holiday weekend, they moved it back to just a random weekend in September, which meant that the bring your own computer section ended up only having about half as many people in it as it normally would. I think normally they have up to 3,000 people in there bringing their own computers, and this time they were only set up for 1,500, and that wasn't completely full. There was a little section in the corner where a man with a beard was just doing a jigsaw for 5 days, and he's my new best friend. He is a hero, because I think it's amazing paying the bring your own computer fee to go to Insomnia and just sit there in the dark doing a jigsaw puzzle with your massive beard. He is everything I want to be when I'm a crazy old man. If you're listening, you're my hero. But yeah, it was a slightly smaller scale than usual. It was quite interesting because I've been to Insomnia loads of times, but being able to see what goes on after the convention folk go home, because the way Insomnia works is you have the normal EGX style convention hall that's open normal convention hours. I think that opened up at 10 o'clock on the Friday morning, shut at 6 o'clock every day, was only open Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I was there from Wednesday lunchtime. The bring your own computer section opened up at 6 p.m. on Wednesday. There are people queuing up from like 4 o'clock onwards with their little wheelie trolleys, with their computers and their gaming chairs and all their tents, and they all pull along their little wheelie barrow behind them, and they all charge in there. And then the area next to the bring your own computer area where they've got the food places stay open till like 4 in the morning, and there is stuff going on in there pretty much around the clock. The bring your own computer section never closes. There's always people in there. They have karaoke on the esports stage until about 4 a.m. The burger van shuts for maybe 90 minutes tops at about 4 a.m. and then opens up again to the smell of bacon as soon as the first people start to start to stir in the morning. It is. I understand now why they call it a gaming festival, because it was like being at a festival. It was just constantly buzzing, constantly stuff going on, constant noise, constant smell of fried onions. It was just fried onions and deodorant. What more could you want from a weekend? So that side of it was really, really cool. The actual convention itself, pretty small. It's got if this is a sign of what we've got to expect from EGX, we ain't going to need 4 days at EGX. They had they only had one exclusive game there, which was Tekken 8. I want to say, which did have a bit of a queue. Obviously, I didn't play it because I have absolutely no interest in fighting stuff. But other than that, there was a little indie game section. There was loads of dice and Pokémon cards and not a lot else. Oh, there was a Nintendo Switch area. They had the normal Splatoon competition on. And literally, there wasn't much more than that. We did a lap of the show floor on the Sunday afternoon in, what would you say, in a 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and we saw everything that was in there. So I hope it's bigger at EGX, but this is the smallest Insomnia show floor I've been to since. The only one that was smaller is that first one back after the pandemic. And I'm guessing it's just because of time of year and the fact it was directly the week before WASD, which is going on at the moment, which is the people who used to run EGX and set up Rezzed, and this is their indie convention thing, which is going on in London right now. So I think that's why there was quite an indie focus at Insomnia, because I think those same people then packed up, went to WASD, and then they're going to pack up again and probably go on to EGX. But EGX needs to have some more to it than this, because, like I say, the bring your own computer area and all of that kind of stuff made it very, very cool. But if you're not there to bring your own computer and you don't have your own little deodorant-laden desk where you can play Football Manager for 50 hours and have a lovely old time, there's not... There just wasn't much. The convention itself just... I mean, I did put a video out yesterday, a couple of days ago, giving you the full show floor. Didn't leave anything out of that. So you've been warned that we might need other activities to do EGX weekend, if this is any kind of indication as to what's to come.
Okay. I know someone who's I think I talked about it before. A friend of mine is making a game that's like a musical platformer thing, and it's called Billy Bust Up. It's absolutely brilliant looking. I played a demo of it before a few weeks back. I think I talked about it on a review, and they got signed by Humble Games before Gamescom, and then were immediately taken to Gamescom. And I was chatting to them the other day because they said that in the hall there, they were given 2 PCs or something like that, like a very small stand. And within like the first day, the queue for the game was so long, they had to go and get other computers and build them a bigger stand on the spot. And they mentioned the other day they're AGX now, so I'm guessing that Humble Games have suddenly gone, oh, this is actually quite popular. We should probably throw them at all the events. So now they're potentially doing EGX. It's not been confirmed. They're looking at it. But yeah, they were telling me they might be there. They're looking at that. And I suddenly thought, I'm not sure whether I was supposed to say that, but still, I think they're going to be there. I mean,
looking at the EGX playable games list like I am at the moment, we are a month, as we're recording, exactly a month away from this event, and there's plenty of room for them on the games list, I would suggest. You mentioned Gamescom. I think we probably need to be making a point to go to Gamescom next year rather than EGX, because I'm just looking at some of these are amongst the headline playable games. We've got Left 4 Dead 2, Portal 2 and Rocket League.
Oh,
so God. this does seem there's Elden Ring, that's quite new.
Elden Ring.
Otherwise, yeah, I mean, seriously, look yes, it is quite new for this list. Look through the list. We need plans. Me and Anna are there for the full. We're heading there on the Thursday. We're there for the full 4 days, and we're going to do some sightseeing in London that weekend, I think. Goodness me.
I think I feel like we haven't done a bus in a while.
I did a bus last year in December.
Yeah, me and Anna did the Christmas lights
I'll
bus.
not do that again.
It's not fun to do in the middle of December.
No.
But yeah, we are going to need activities because seriously, look at this list. And I'm not writing the event off. I'm sure I'll have a lovely time. The time that we spend in there will be fun. Doesn't look like we're doing a panel because we only got our creator tickets through
last week.
A week ago. Yeah, it was while I was at Insomnia they came through. There's no sign. I did 2 panels there last year. No sign of either of them happening this year. So yeah, we'll see how EGX goes. But this is me officially making a play for us to do Gamescom next year, so we can actually, play some games maybe.
I'd be up for that.
Might be nice.
I think that'd be really good. Apparently there'll be... Oh, no, that was EGX 2018. I was like, there'll be over 260 games to play at EGX 2018. I was like, oh, no. It's mad that that's coming up as the 4th search on EGX playable games.
Yeah, I mean, for those of you... For those of you in the Discord, i.e. the 4 of us, I'll post the link to the actual playable games if you haven't gone and looked at it yourself. Anna's going to be sending me a text within 3 minutes saying she's not coming. You are coming, Anna. We're going to have a lovely time. You definitely are, because we've got Dave in the kennels. We're going on an adventure. It's just not going to involve much EGX, I don't think. It'll involve London. You've got your wheels now, Anna. It's fine. We can go on a London adventure. You've not been on an adventure with us for years.
I really don't want to go to comic shops, thank you.
They've got Left
We
4 Dead
won't.
2.
We're going to do other stuff as well.
Yeah, it's fine. There's fortnights here. We're fine. We'll be fine.
Yeah.
Oh.
They've got Age of Empires 2.
Oh, wow.
It is the definitive edition.
Can't miss that.
There's a game on here that sounds like it might be based on you and Kev. I know it's called Hermit and Pig.
Thank you.
I don't know who he's insulting most there.
Yeah.
Which one's which?
You're the one who doesn't want to leave the house, Anna, so,
What's he saying there? I think Sheepdog.
I think that's
being
my
a monster.
depression more than anything, but...
Yeah, get him. You get him. Make him feel awful. Go for the jugular.
Excellent. There's a new Starship Troopers game there. The old Starship Troopers game is very good, so that might be worth a shout. Raising Hell.
New?
It says new. I don't know.
I think it's been in early access a year.
Oh,
It's the same one I'm thinking of.
Raising Hell.
That's the name of it.
It's on Steam.
It's in
It's
the
got
res
DLC.
zone.
So it must be the Raising Hell DLC that they're advertising then by the looks of it, because that came out 17th of August.
I don't know.
I mean, there is at the moment. I assume there's going to be announcements to make. So I'm just looking through this. We're not deliberately pooping all over EGX.
No, it's a month to go.
But A, it's powered by TikTok, so it's another opportunity for me to get verified there. And B, the only games on this list at the moment are the ones in the Res Zone, the Left Field Collection, and the PC Free Play, which means one of 2 things. 1, there will be nothing else there. 2, they haven't announced any of the big games that have their own
big
standards
boys haven't
yet.
rolled in yet.
Yeah, I hope it's the second one, because if this is all it is, I'm going to bring my Game Boy with me.
To be fair, last year our favourite game was the House
Flipper.
House Flipper
2.
one where we got a
That
load
was
of goodies.
great, and it was a great bag of freebies
Yes,
as well.
it was.
Really good.
So
I've also had a look through to verify my conversation with my friend, and it was actually me asking whether they might be there, and they were like, "We don't talk about what events we're going to," so I completely misunderstood that conversation. And, they're not on the list, so I don't feel too awkward, but also I feel like I assumed they were there. Oh well,
if they're there, breaking news from Sheepdog.
Yeah,
exclusive.
but we know.
So
nothing.
yeah, outside of being officially amazing and attacking EGX, apparently, I have in turn been attacked by the YouTube algorithm this week, which decided, despite me never having any interest in the original, when Cities Skylines 2 pre-release content dropped earlier this week, it was just all over my YouTube algorithm, all over my recommended page. So I watched some of it and thought, oh, this looks really... I watched like 4 videos. This looks amazing. I really want this. So I went on to Steam today to check in on City Skylines, confirmed that in my entire lifetime of having it, I've played it for 25 minutes, and the last time was September 2017. I do also have it on the Switch, which I played for even less because the controls were horrible on there. So I downloaded it again, and I've had a couple of hours on City Skylines today, and it's really clunky and horrible. It's exactly why I stopped playing it after 25 minutes the first time around, because it's just clunky and horrible and controls like a horse. And I just don't like it. And I hope the sequel is less clunky. I can only assume that people making the YouTube videos on this have got magician's fingers, because they make the navigation around the game and making everything designed prettily and with some kind of order. They make it look so seamless and easy. And I just spent 10 minutes with the middle button on the mouse held down, twirling the mouse around, trying to get the camera angle remotely close to anywhere where I could line up with a grid line. Still missed. Ended up with a horrible diagonal road, and no one's emptying my bins, and it's all gone wrong. So I think I've officially given up on original City Skylines, but I'm quietly quite interested in City Skyline 2 when that comes out. If they want to send me a review code, I'll give you a better review than that one I just gave to City Skylines.
I think there are buttons you can press where you just say, like, I want the road to start here, and then you put it where you want it to end, and then you just press a button and it does a straight line. I don't want to. I
just want to be able to draw on the screen. I want it to work like SimCity, i.e. not be clunky and horrible. But it's very clunky and horrible.
I'm excited about Skylines 2. I've watched a couple of videos where people were reviewing it, and yes, it's an early access release they've got, but they were making it do some funny things, like they put bumpy roads in and cars were just like rocketing over them and leaving the ground because of the bumpiness of the road. And yeah, I'm hyped for playing it. It looks pretty good. I can't wait for that to come out.
And then, of course, the other... Oh, go on.
Like there's like a mad period coming up where there's like City Skylines, there's Spider-Man 2, there's...
It's called Silly Season. It happens every year.
Yeah, Silly Season is not normally one that gets me as much as there's probably like 6 or 7 games I want to get.
Mario.
Yeah. I'll allow you to talk about them in a moment, but I'm going to continue my segue from before, because the other upcoming game that I probably should mention that finally has a release date, Football Manager 2024, officially announced, officially with a release date as of a couple of days ago. Big shout out to the guys at Sports Interactive for once again giving nobody a heads up that this was happening, not even retailers. So 3:00 on Tuesday happened, and everyone had to drop everything and scramble around like maniacs for several hours. We love doing that. Please keep doing business this way. It's great. But the announcement was made. The date is confirmed for the 6th of November. 6th of November. They're doing things. There was a whole blog post that came out on it today. They're deliberately doing things a little bit differently to normal, and they've announced a release date and release time, which absolutely ruins my normal release day, because they've said it's coming out 4 p.m. on a Monday. I always release my first episode at 4 p.m. on release day, because it normally comes out around midnight. But yeah, they are doing 4 p.m. UK time, worldwide release at that time across all platforms. So I guess my episode 1 will be coming out at 5:00 rather than 4:00, which is a pain in the trousers. But yeah, that was quite an interesting twist. We still don't have much in the way of new features for it. We already know that it's going to have backwards compatibility or save compatibility for the first time. So if you've not finished your FM23 save yet, you can open that up in FM24 and have access to all the new features.
Will it be 25 that are opening?
No.
Oh, okay. I thought it worked that. Okay.
But they have set out a roadmap for when they're going to announce more new features, and just by the headlines on the roadmap, it looks like we're getting changes to the way transfers work, which is long overdue, because every transfer that ever gets talked about on Twitter these days, it's Fabrizio Romano saying terms have agreed with the player, now just need to agree a fee with the club, which is literally the opposite way round to how it happens in Football Manager, because apparently Football Manager is in opposite land these days, because transfers have changed, and I think they're changing in game to reflect what actually happens in real life now. And they're also going to make a few tweaks, just a couple of little graphical tweaks because the big graphical overhaul comes next year when they move to Unity, and I can't see any problems with moving a game to Unity right now. And also they're sorting the set piece creator, which is going to be super and really long overdue. The other thing that was a surprising part of the announcement is Football Manager Mobile. And there's more detail to come about this that they haven't announced yet. But at the moment, it appears to be that Football Manager Mobile is only available via Netflix. So you need, and you still download from the App Store or the Play Store. But in order to play the game, it'll be a free download. But in order to play it, you have to log into it with your Netflix account. If you don't have a Netflix account, you can't get FM Mobile on Twitter, because the general gist, and there's more to come, but at the moment, based on today's blog post that I read immediately before doing this podcast, it seems that they were on the verge of knocking mobile on the head because it wasn't reaching the sales targets they'd set for it. They weren't making any money on it anymore. And before doing that, they basically shopped it around to all of the subscription services to see if anyone wanted to throw enough money at them to justify carrying on making it. And Netflix did. So it seems that it was either they just don't do FM mobile anymore, or they do this. So they're doing this, but there has, as you can imagine, been quite a lot of backlash, because anyone who enjoys playing mobile and doesn't have a Netflix account is going from spending £5 or £6 on the app or whatever it was to buy previously, maybe even up to a tenner, to whatever Netflix is as a monthly subscription. Which I can't imagine anyone's going to be subscribing to Netflix just to play Football Manager Mobile, but anyone who really, really likes FM Mobile, that's their only way they're going to be able to do it, unless something changes as things stand. And apparently, there's quite a lot of games going into this Netflix gaming thing, and a couple of the other things that most of them that are in there at the moment are exclusive, so that's not unusual. And also, you're not allowed any kind of in-game transactions on Netflix games, so all of the paid unlock things that have been in FM Mobile for years presumably are going to have to be stripped out as well, because otherwise it breaches the Netflix games terms and conditions. So interesting to see how that one develops. I think they're still going to have the Apple Arcade version as well, but that's FM Touch, and that is playable on phones. So you can either have a Netflix subscription and play mobile, or an Apple Arcade subscription and play Touch on phone or tablet or whatever else you want to play it on. It does mean now they're on most of the subscription services. It's within Xbox Game Pass for both PC and Xbox. It's obviously within Apple Arcade. It's within Netflix. There's talk of some kind of PlayStation Plus thing potentially happening. I think the pre-order discount is only available on PlayStation if you've got PlayStation Plus. So they seem to be very much going down all these different subscription routes, which is interesting. It would be a bit of a blow to those of us who pay for our holiday every year using our pre-order affiliate money. Interesting direction. And obviously, as I just mentioned, the whole really exciting switching to Unity thing that's happening next year that they announced a couple of months ago. Be interested to see how that develops based on everything that's gone on with Unity over the last week or so as well. So it's never boring being a Football Manager content creator, that's for sure.
I would imagine they must have some sort of agreement with Unity, right? Because Pokemon Go is affected the same way. They also use Unity. This whole nonsense with the every install costing whatever it costs thing that they've announced and all of that, it just feels like the big companies are surely just going to say no.
The big companies don't really use it, though.
Well, no,
Sega and Nintendo are quite large companies.
Do they use it, though, in the same way that...
Well, if Pokemon Go's built in it and Football Manager's going to be built in it...
Pokemon Go's not Nintendo.
Well, the point was it's built in Unity. Stop being cheeky and listen to what he's saying.
No, but I'm saying is I like the... your Activisions and all stuff like that.
Do we have to have the Pokemon is the biggest media property in the world conversation again?
But if Pokemon Go went away tomorrow, Nintendo won't give a monkeys.
I think they probably would, Pab. They make a lot of money out of it.
Niantic make a lot of money.
No, it's split, isn't it? The Pokemon Company, Nintendo, and Niantic make money out of that game.
Well, they probably do, but...
They definitely do.
And Sports Interactive are quite keen for Football Managers to not go down the toilet.
Oh, I know. But...
And there's lots of other games developed in Unity as well, I'm sure.
There is.
At least 4 or 5. At least. But, yeah, no, that's such a weird thing. Like, I get wanting to be greedy. Like, as a company, that's the job of a company to be greedy. But I don't get why anyone would think, okay, let's completely murder the industry we support, we feed. Let's just, like, poison the well so much that only a couple of whales can survive living on the poison we're serving them, and then we'll just gouge them until they eventually die or stop drinking poison. And that doesn't seem like a business plan to me. It feels like if they'd come up with anything else, you know what I mean, just something that was just like, oh yeah, you have to spend a tenner a year to use it. Now, whatever, I don't know, balls, whatever it is, just would have been more money, better options, but they've just gone, no, we're going to do some ludicrous, you will get decimated if someone sits there and just installs this over and over and over again on all their devices for a laugh just to spite you, which script kiddies can do left and right. It's such a weird business decision.
Agreed.
I don't know. I'm just listening.
No, I was just looking for a list of games made in it. So City Skylines that we were talking about before, Fall Guys, Among Us, Pokemon Go, Untitled Goose Game. So lots and lots of indie
Told
stuff.
you 5. He said exactly 5 games. I told you.
I mean, there's more, but I've stopped there. Deliberate. Crossy Road was made in it.
Oh no.
So there's some big names on here, Pabby.
I'm not disputing that. What I was saying
My
is
Friend Pedro.
Really
That was an
disputing
actual game about an actual banana.
No. What I was saying was the next FIFA isn't in Unity. The next Call of Duty isn't in Unity. That's all I was saying. It is a widespread thing, Unity, that was originally concepted to take on the big guys, and now that it's become more and more popular, this is where they're thinking, well, we can just start making a bit more money off of it, and this is where the problem is. But what I'm saying is that your Activisions and stuff aren't running the next Call of Duty and your FIFAs and your or whatever it is, and stuff isn't run on Unity. That's all I'm saying.
Cuphead is though.
Cuphead, yeah, like I say, indie games.
Hollow Knight, Monument Valley.
Oh, Silk Song's made in Unity. That was
Outer
one that
Wilds.
got me the other day.
What are you going to do, Sheepdog, if the Hollow Knight people go, right, we're starting again without Unity?
I mean, like, I'll be disappointed, but I'm not. Like, I feel like there are people I know who would absolutely be just like, no, and, whereas I'd just be like, for goodness sake.
It's the right thing to do, though. If
my monocle would, I put it back on. It'd fall off, but I put it back on. The show would go on.
Indeed.
Well, no better time for Football Manager to partner up with them. That's all I can say.
Oh yeah, no, definitely.
What do you think the odds are of them? If nothing changes, do you think they go, we're going to push that idea till the year after and see where everything stands?
I genuinely don't know that they can. I think they've really...
You telling me they can't do a 24.5 next year?
I think it would be very, very difficult to do when they're basically still doing 21... They're on like 21.8 at this point.
Yeah, but I mean, it's difficult to say. If Unity aren't backing down from it, do you pick another engine then? And then...
I mean, Football Manager's only got 5 million players. That can't be that many licenses, surely. I genuinely... I mean, there's only so much I can say because NDAs and stuff. I am under the impression they are beyond the point of no return.
Yeah.
So probably need a solution.
I imagine alarm bells were ringing and...
They can't go like Control A, Control C, move over to Unreal and just Control V then.
I mean, even to the point where they've spent the last several years hiring, I forget which way round it is Unity the C# one or the C++ one? Basically,
Sharp, I think.
Football Manager is currently built in C++, and they've been hiring C# developers for years, specifically to do the Unity version.
It's funny because when
they're quite deep into it.
Someone told me yesterday that Unreal would be harder to pivot to because it's C++. I think that's the way around. And I remember thinking explicitly at the time, I don't need to know that. I'm never going to need to know that. And then you've literally asked today. And I feel like I didn't say that to them. I just thought it. And now I'm like, I have to mentally apologise to them now.
You should do. Do a public apology to them now for your mental mistake.
I'm not going to do that. I refuse.
He did it in his head. We all know he did.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Do we put adverts in anymore? I don't read the nonsense you talk about.
The new platform doesn't allow for it. It's a bit confusing and weird.
Well, in that case, here's an advert I prearranged for you. Hi, my name's Kev, and if you're looking to get that Football Manager 2024 that we were just talking about, well, guess what? I've got you covered. Head to Fanatical, use discount code LaLujo, and you'll save 22% off of the RRP. That means you can pick up Football Manager 2024 for the bargain price of just £35 and 5 pence, whilst supporting your old pal Kev. Do it now. The link is in the description below. If you can't click links, just type in Fanatical and use that discount code. You will not regret it, boys and girls. Kevy needs a new speedboat. There we go. That was the pre-recorded advert. I crashed it. I crashed it into my yacht. It's so frustrating. Yeah. You'd be surprised how often that happens. But it is very frustrating. But yeah, you make sure you include that pre-recorded advert that I've just sent over to you, Pabby.
Yes, I'm on it, yes.
Thank you. Write down the time so you put it in. I don't want it to be out of sequence. Thank you. Right, you lot can talk about games now. I'm going to continue looking through this list of stuff that was made in Unity.
The main thing that's what I mean, I've only played mostly the stuff that I've already spoken about, like Mario Rabbids. For some reason, despite completing the Turtles game for the second time last week with Ben, we've done the end boss several times again this week because he's obsessed with it. Weirdly, you mentioned Crossy Roads. I was playing it with my niece at the weekend, and I thought, I've not seen this game in years. And then there you are bringing it up again. I feel like weird stuff's happening this past 20 minutes. But what I wanted to obviously get on to was this week's big release for me and for the world at large. The Pokémon Scarlet and Violet Teal Mask DLC came out, and it dropped.
How expensive was this, by the way?
Well,
my word,
it's 2 parts, isn't it? So it's £30, which is still, more than I was expecting it to be. I don't think the last one was that much, though. I feel like the last one was less than 20. I want to say like £15 for 2 lots, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I paid for them both separately or something stupid like that, and it's probably the same. But anyway, this was £30, and you get the Teal Mask now, and then you get the Secrets of Area Zero, I think it's called, the next one. It says Winter 2023, which I guess means it's coming in the next 3 months or so. Yeah, that's maths, isn't it? So yeah, I don't know what to expect on this in terms of I refuse to check how many new Pokemon were in it. I know that there's the 3 legendaries that are mentioned a lot, and the one that's on the cover, and then there was 2 they showed in the advert. I'm hoping that's not all of them, but like I've got the 2 that they showed on the advert that you can catch. I haven't got the 4 special ones yet because I've been playing it on stream, so I've not played it since I first streamed it for a couple of hours. But I'm impressed how big the map is compared to last one. The last one was relatively big. I put a lot of time into it, but this one just looks enormous. So I'm intrigued to run around it, see what's what. There's at least 200 odd Pokemon in there, I think. Close to 200 anyway. It's like when I loaded it up, it told me that I already had 120 of the Pokemon that lived on this island registered, and I had to obviously go do the rest. And I'm just roaming around enjoying that. I'm sure that there'll be extra little bits added in. Normally they have like different features of like gameplay mechanics or whatever that are only on that part of it. So like last time with Sword and Shield, they had like a dojo where you could stand in and be their resident expert, sort of, because you were the champion. You'd stand in there and people would come and challenge you. They'd bring their... You had to pick a single team of 3 Pokemon that would be all the same type, and then you had to just fight wave after wave of people as they come in, as though you were a gym leader. So I'm hoping they've got some cool stuff like that in this one. I'm going to roam around and see what they've got. It's fun exploring it. Normally I would have researched it and read up front and known the ins and outs of it, but I just felt like going in blind and thought, let's see what happens. But now I keep checking I keep evolving stuff, hoping that it'll evolve into something new, and then when it doesn't, I'm a little bit like, oh, well, okay, they can't all evolve into something new. But part of me is like, please, something evolve into something new. It would just be nice to have a different one. Lewis was going to tell me, Pab, that he was like, I can tell you how many new ones are in it if you like. And I was like, no, I feel like knowing the number would probably, I don't know, it would spoil some of the magic. But I do feel like he might be saying that. I worried a little bit that he might be saying that because I'm going to spend the entire, however long this DLC is, going, oh, like that's how I evolve things and it doesn't evolve into anything new. We'll see, I guess. We'll see. But no, that's not a negative, meant to be a negative, sorry. It's just, I haven't done that much in it. It seems really cool so far. Everyone I know who's playing it is enjoying it. I've not heard a single crossword be said about it other than what Kev was saying just now about the price. Feels, yeah, I'm with him on that. It was a little bit more than I thought or remembered. But otherwise, yeah, I'm happy with that. Have any of you lot played it?
Nope.
I've downloaded it. I've spent money on it. That's the important thing.
Yeah, I'm sure that is the important thing from Pokemon's point of view. I'm seeing how much the Isle of Armor DLC was. And to be fair, that was 30 as well. So it's obviously just long enough ago that I recovered from the shock and forgot all about it. I think that's it for new stuff I've played this week. I've just been hammering that. Everyone go get it if you're into Pokemon. There's new Pokemon about. You can pull in all the they've updated all the Pokemon Home, and that's most of the Pokemon that you'd want to bring across can be brought across now. I don't think it's 100%. I think we're still suffering the capacity issues of the Switch and the cartridges and all of that. But yeah, new Pokemon abound. Let's go. Hooray.
Yeah. One of you needs to talk.
Yeah, I was
now.
gonna
We've
say.
done podcasts before.
I haven't played a lot. I've played a bit of Starfield. I just don't like it. I find it very boring. I found temples and they're nothing special. I'm like, what do I do with these now? What's the point? Especially one of the temples, I was like, what's the point? And it's the same thing every time you go to one. And again, it's just repetitive nonsense. I don't like it. I just don't enjoy it. Bethesda.
Wait for Pab to leap in with a refute, but no, it
Yeah,
sounds
he's
like
not
he agrees.
defending it, is he?
Bethesda has not done it for me this time, I'm afraid.
That's really surprising.
Can
isn't
I
it?
just point out what this means is in about 18 months she'll pick it up again and
Oh,
love
yeah.
it. This is how it works with
Because-
every game. You were too excited for it,
No.
and it was always going to disappoint you.
It's missing some quality of life. Like, when you find food in other Bethesda games, namely Fallout, you would see food and you can have the option to take it or to eat it there and then. This time you have to go into your menus and then find that menu and then find the bit that you want to eat, and I find it really annoying and just laborious. I know that's all coming, but that it just seems a very oversight thing. Like, you see food, eat it, because like your health is not always like 100%. So if you, I don't know, hurt yourself by falling off a cliff, or you get shot and you need a quick pick me up, you see some food in a base, quickly eat it, and your health goes up. No, this you got press a button, go in there, and then it just breaks from the get-go. I don't like it. I find the story very boring. It's just go and find an artifact. Alright. Oh, here's a temple. Alright. Oh, there's some baddies over there. Alright. I just don't. And the fact that you go to a planet and everything is like 800 meters, or 5, whatever. But it just seems sometimes really long to get there, and all you're just trotting along, and it's like it's empty. Like, yes, you can scan some animals and some plants, but after you've scanned them, that's it. You can go and pick at them if you want to, but you just carry on. And the fact that all modding and stuff is behind skill walls, that's annoying, because I want this skill, but to get this skill I need to unlock all these skills, and I just cannot be bothered. So you can just sit on that machine, let them do all the quality of life and updates that it needs because it's missing a few, and then I'll go back to it. So instead of that, I'm playing Dragon Age Inquisition that came out in 2014. So
Probably the EGX.
But playing this, and like all I've done is been in like the hinterlands. That's like the second area you go to. Like, you start your story, and then there's like it's big open area. There's always something to do. Like, there's enemies over there. Oh gosh, turn that off. There's always some things to pick up. Whereas in Starfield, not a lot. And like with another thing with Starfield, I don't know how to upgrade my ship. So I have like missions, but I have to go on, like, I know if I go there's going to be pirates and I need to beat them. How do I add, like, I have a nice little ship, but how do I add things to it? Doesn't tell you, and I just don't like it. There's no way to just build a ship. You always have to start with a ship and then build that ship, but it doesn't tell you, like, I want like some missiles that are really good, but which missiles are the best? Which ones are going to help me the most? Nothing tells you, and that annoys me. So I'm going to play Dragon Age, which is nearly 10 years old, and it's great. I'm just going around, doing my thing. I've got my characters, just being a rogue. Yeah, just like Kevin said, I'll probably play it in 2 years when it's fixed and I can't be bothered with their go and find an artifact. Like, even with Skyrim, it was like go and find the Dragon Claw or go and find this club, not the same thing over and over again. So that is all. I think that's all I've played. Why did I turn on my PlayStation? What was I playing on that? I played something. I don't remember. It's not that important. I can't remember it. Oh, I just played some Spider-Man, that was all.
Did you see the Final Fantasy Rebirth videos?
Yeah. I watched the whole State of Play last night. That's why, I told you at like 10:30ish what it was last night. Like, Sheepdog coming out next year. 20.
Oh yeah, 20. You did. Yeah. I'd watched it. A friend of mine had sent me it as well. Yeah.
Yeah, like
my
half
friend
10
Calvin
last night. I was like, Sheepdog. It literally had just shown. I was like,
it looks so good, doesn't it? I cannot wait. It's really funny to me that I obviously played Remake very recently after it's been out forever, and it's absolutely hooked into my brain. I can't believe that when I played it before, I didn't really feel this same hook. I feel like when I played it before, I felt like it was just hard work and I was a little bit sick and it kept making me ill all the time. Like, I think I was getting a bit overwhelmed with it, like overload or whatever. It might have been where I was playing it in my house or whatever. But playing it in the living room, I just really got engrossed in it, really, really loved it. Now, I haven't gone back to the DLC as much, the Yuffie stuff. I just haven't had a chance, and I keep meaning to. I might play it over the weekend even, but yeah, I'm just sort of like, wow, if I can play that for a bit, maybe get FF16 at some point in the next couple of months, and then get that through to February, and then start playing, Rebirth. I'll have a whale of a time if they all maintain the same quality, but I'm trying to figure out, I mean, I guess they're doing this on purpose to get us all debating and wondering, but it's not clear to me where this is going to stop, because it says it's on 2 discs, and it looks like it goes far enough that if it's following a similar plot of Final Fantasy VII, then you at least, it'll be post, like, meeting Sid and all the other... Basically, they have the full squad together by the end of some of the bosses they showed. You should definitely have all the characters. But I was looking at some of the bosses thinking, well, if that's in it, then that means that if they're only leaving kind of what was on disc 3 of the original, that's kind of just gadding about in the open world, tying up loose ends, and then going off to the crater to fight. So either they're going to add an absolute boatload into the final chapter of it all that they'll release in whatever 3-4 years, or part of me is like, it'd be really nice if they just suddenly announced this is actually going to finish it, and that's why it's 2 discs. I don't see them doing that because it feels like a bit of a cash cow opportunity if they don't do that, doesn't it? So I'm very intrigued. But obviously, we'll just wait and see how they do it. They can do what they want, really, because it's a bit bigger, and they can turn every sort of... I think we said before, every inch has been turned into a mile. I guess that they'll probably cram tons in, and we'll get as far as like Fort Condor, and then it will go, right, that's your 2 discs done. Off you go, and yeah. But
2 years wait.
It's very, very exciting though. I was well chuffed to see it, and I can't wait. I cannot wait. I'm so glad it's only 5 months. Yeah, 5 months roughly.
Yeah, it was a good state of play. They showed a lot of stuff. There was like Resident Evil, the recent one, VR, so you can be in there if you want. Not something I ever want to do, but you can go and be in VR and be in that, but good luck to you if you do. Cause
good luck to you.
Not a chance that I ever want to do that, but there's people out there that like to do that, so good luck to them. So that was fun. There's also, I can't remember what it was called, but the girl that's in it, who I forgot her name, she wears a red dress in the new game. You can play as, she has a mission while everything else is going along. So obviously you'll see, oh my god, what was his name? Pab, help me. What's his name in Resident Evil?
Wrong person.
Which one? 2?
I'm not the Resident Evil person.
Leon.
Leon.
Yes, Leon. I think while Leon's going on with his business in Resident Evil, she's also got a mission going on, and then apparently mercenaries are out. Not sure what mercenaries are, but that's coming as well.
It's a multiplayer mode.
There we go. They showed Spider-Man, which I was waiting for, which was surprisingly not like the last thing they showed. The last thing they showed was the Final Fantasy, and I was like, okay, that's bigger than Spider-Man. Fair enough to them. But yep, there was Spider-Man. You've now got Manhattan and Brooklyn to swing about in. You have 2 Spider-Mans, obviously, Peter and Miles. They showed that Venom was there. Don't know how he comes about, but he's there. Is he an alien? Like
Venom?
Yeah.
No.
No.
Yes.
I thought he was. It's like a parasite, isn't it?
No, symbiote is a parasite. Venom is still technically a person inside the suit, isn't it? The suit sort of thing.
Okay, well,
am I right?
I've no
well,
idea.
it's
What a nerdy conversation.
It was Eddie Brock, wasn't it? Previous one, but it's not Eddie Brock.
Venom
in the
is
game.
a sentient alien symbiote with an amorphous liquid-like form who bonds with a host, and then they become like a dual life form, and he gives them powers by being in them.
Fair enough. Well, he's in there, but yeah, that comes out very soon, like 20th, I want to say, of October. I made someone last night pre-order it for me. Kevin is the lovely
That's
boy.
me.
Is that EGX weekend?
I don't think it is. I think you said it was
The
like
week
a couple
after.
of days before.
It's a week after. Yeah.
So that will be all I will be. I will play that to the finish. I love a Spider-Man game, and I hate spiders. Spiders are the worst, but Spider-Man, I'll play that till the cows come home. So really excited about that. They also showed,
which means she'll hate it.
Oh no, I love
in 2
Spider-Man. I played both of the ones that have come out on in recent years. I loved them. I played them to the finish, like I did with the Star Wars game. I'm not into Star Wars at all. Played them, loved them, played it to the end. So yeah, that I will be playing like no end. And apparently, like, there's all these new ways to get around. There's new gadgets. Yeah, just Spider-Man. Just a feel good time with Mr. Parker there. There was also show of a new Arise game, Tales of Arise. I've played one of the Arise games recently. It's like I want to say a JRPG. Is that right? Am I thinking of the right thing? But again, look fairly like all up there with the bright colours. And can I think of anything else that was there? I cannot. It was quite late and I'd been out all day, so I didn't write anything down. I just tried to commit to memory, but my memory's a bit ski-whiff. But yeah, all good things coming out of there. Starfield, not so much. But if people are enjoying it, let them enjoy it. Just not for me at the moment. You need to give it some more love and some more techniques for it to work. But yeah, I've got lots of time I've got things going on, so I won't have nothing to play. And I have Dragon Age, and it looks lovely and shiny, and it holds up good for a 9-year-old game. I think it came out in 2014. Again, another game I played all the way through. Like, I put mountains of hours into this game, so yeah, I'm going to do that. Baldur's Gate, that was what I was playing on the PlayStation 5. That it's just a bit hard. Like, there's no difficulty setting in it, and it's quite a hard game. And I keep getting killed, and it's doing my head in, and I don't like being killed all the time, so I'm just stepping back away from that just for a little while. I'm hopeful they'll put like a setting in it where just people like me can just go, yeah, it's not that down just to stop, because I like the story. I just can't be doing with all the hard not missions. What are they called?
Encounters?
Yes, encounters. There we go. Sorry, I'm just a little tired. But yeah, yeah. That's me. That's me. Over to you, Pap. You go.
So I'm going to defend Starfield now because I could hear you all.
Fine.
I had my headphones on, but I was in the back room letting the dog out, and I could hear you all talking about it. And I was like, and he said, he was being very quiet. I was like, I was running back. So he'd already moved on. I was like, oh. I've not played a ton, to be fair. I've had a very busy week, so I've not played a lot, but I've only really played Starfield. It upset me at one point. It upset me because not because it's just buggy mess, but because we lost someone, and it wasn't. I don't know whether it was meant to happen or not.
Okay.
But we did lose someone. I wasn't expecting that, if I'm honest with you.
I didn't think
so
like your people could die, because like they get knocked down in
But
in
like
the
I say, I don't know.
mission,
I feel like it's probably a scripted event.
Okay.
But I don't know if it's just pure coincidence that it was the person that I was my companion on the ship with me and what have you.
Okay.
So I effectively then lost the person on my ship, so I had to then get somebody else back in. Mm-hmm. Defaulted me back to Sarah. I was like, no, stay inside. You're not coming with me.
Some people love her. Like...
I don't know why. I've been on a pirate ship this week. I needed a part of the artifact thing, whoever it is, and this rich man has it. This guy is like the Collector from Marvel, you know, where he has everything. And I went on his ship, and I convinced him to show it me. And he knew what I was there for, realistically. Even though he's already told Constellation, no, you're not having it at any cost. Nope, it's mine. So I just grabbed it.
Fair enough.
And at that point, it was all guns, all blazes.
Oh gosh, no.
And he was like, that's it. You're going to be wanted across the galaxy. I'm calling you in. So I made a run for it. And then I've cleared my way out back to my ship. Pretty much gutted the entire ship, except for him. And then got back to my ship and went, hold on a minute. If I kill him, he can't call anybody. So I went made my way back through the ship again, killed a few more people, found him, killed him. If I'd have shot him initially, I could have stopped it all, because there comes a dialogue option pops up. But because he ran, I couldn't shoot him. I was just getting attacked by everybody, so I ended up killing everybody. I could have stopped it all. Killed him, got a few different cool guns that you can't get. Then headed back to Constellation, immediately arrested. I'm wanted. I was wanted.
Yeah.
And I was like, fine, I'll take the fee. Then realizing they take all the cool guns that you had, that you nicked. But all in the meanwhile, right? Sarah is helping me clear out this ship, going, oh well, greater good and all that sort of thing. We've got the thing. And then the second you're nicking stuff, how dare you nick that stuff? Well, they're dead. It's mine now.
Yeah.
Technically, I spent an extra 10 minutes on that ship looking how to take the ship, because I'd killed everyone on it. I'm thinking, where's the cockpit? I want this ship, and I don't think you can. There's no cockpit to be seen on it, so I give up in the end. But yep, I got arrested, had all my guns taken off me. I did go back to the locker where all my guns were being kept, and lockpicked it and took them all back again.
Fair enough, they're yours.
But now I'm afraid to go back to anywhere, because I'll get scanned again, and it'll say I've got contraband because I've got illegal goods. But I found out there's
them, I guess. Or
so what you do is you fence them. So
Yes.
you take them to somewhere like the Trade Authority, sell them, and then buy them back again, and they're not illegal anymore. They're not stolen anymore.
Okay.
So that's what I've got to do. I've got to hand them over to somebody to then hand them back to me as legal items. But yeah, I got a lot of cool guns. So yes, I've had to recruit new members of the ship. I've had to recruit. I can't remember who it was now. I don't know. But I have, like I said, I've not played a ton of it, but I have continued to drain probably 3 or 4 hours this week just in one sitting, just playing it, and not even doing particularly tons of stuff about it. It's kind of become like similar to the very chill game that I don't need to have laser focus attention on it, and I don't have to be perfectly paying attention the entire time, and so I have just been enjoying that. I mean, you did say something about the temples. The temples, they're weird, and I don't know. Did you see the chart that you get from that? Like the what you get from it. You know what you get from the temples, don't you?
Yeah. I've got 3 of them, and I'm just like...
Yeah, have you seen the amount that are on that board, though? There are tons of them.
Oh, where's there? I've got 3 of them, and they're all like a bit...
I've got 6 now, but there are so many of them. There are probably something... I feel like there was something like 50 to 60.
Okay.
I don't know I don't know how you do that in this game. I don't know what there is to give you what abilities they give you, but yeah, that seems.
It's like you have to go and collect them all.
Yeah, there is a little bit of collect them all.
I don't want it, but you collect them all, and then it's like, see what you get. There's no way
you don't know what
of
you're going to get every time. No, I mean, some of them are useless. I've just been using the one that. But I mean, so you've probably come across at some point. You've probably come across the Starborn at this point.
Yes.
Yeah. So the Starborn are an interesting group, and they've taken a disliking to me.
Yeah.
And now they come for me.
Yeah, they're not my friend.
Now they come for me. Now they wait for me in behind places.
Yes, they do.
And come to give me a hard time. I mean, to be fair, I deal with them, but I mean, I don't know. I've enjoyed what I've played. The food stuff I've hated. I need to work on my food stuff because I ran out of healing. Mm-hmm. I ran out of healing in the collector's bloody ship, and it was like, okay, now what? And I finished the fight, and I'm like, okay, I'm just stuffing food in my face. 5 health, 5 health, 5 health, 5 health every time. It's like, this is not doing it. I found a piece of medical equipment that will recharge my health over a number of seconds, so I eventually got back to full health, but the food giving you 5 health at a time, it's not worth you picking it up.
No, it's not.
I've been picking up all sorts of food thinking, oh, it's useful, but I think you need to treat food as ingredients towards your gastronomy stuff, where you research, you're creating food, which will then give you like buffs and give you bigger health bonuses. Yes, you have to have the gastronomy. Yes, that is the other thing. But like I say, I don't know. I keep hearing things about New Game Plus and how the game will progress in New Game Plus, because I'm told that I heard this week on a podcast that you can finish the game between levels 18 to 20.
I'm level 20 already.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. If you mainline it, you can finish it between levels 18 to 20. But there are areas in this world that are level 50.
Exactly, yeah.
Which suggests there's far more to this game than meets the eye. And so I am curious to see, even just to finish it and see what is beyond, like what is in New Game Plus. I'm curious to see what there is, but like I say, I feel like there's a good chance I probably will finish this, just because for me it's just very chill. You might find it boring. It's one person's boring is another person's chill, relaxing game that it just lets me wind down after getting wound up by kids on Fortnite. I need something to chill with and just have my little robot friend pat me on the back and tell me I'm doing a good job. So yes, but that has pretty much been it this week. I plan to play some more stuff next week. Have we got new releases out this next couple of weeks? I think we have. There's more new stuff coming out constantly at the minute. Like I say, it's silly season right now. It's building up in the next month, so we'll have more things to talk about in future episodes. Yeah, that is it for me.
Splendid. Well, we'll wrap it up there then, boys and girls. If you would like to follow us on the internet, you can do that at Mgukpodcast. You can follow me at Lelujo.
And you can find me at RB6K.
I'm Miss Lelujo.
And I'm Hab1986.
And we'll see you next week, boys and girls.
Have a good week.
To the pit.
Thanks for listening, folks.